Guys, there has been a huge development overnight while I was asleep. You are not gonna believe this. Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and the search for the true ending to Roblox Piggy continues. No one besides the two developers have figured out how to trigger this true ending yet, and we're going on 4 days now. Well, 3 days plus, right? Yesterday marked 72 hours, and we still, well, I would say are no closer, but we're a little closer because we got some more hints, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But back to the intro. Something happened overnight, guys. It is absolutely amazing. Minitoon accepted my friend request! Woo! Hey, come on, that's a big deal to me, okay? The developer of my favorite game on Roblox accepted my friend request, okay? So it may not be huge for you, it may not be huge for the true ending, but yo, he friended me, and guys, you gotta give him some love for that. Let's thank Minitoon by clicking the like button, guys. He's got 403,000 followers, so each and every one of you that follow him and also are watching this video, like the video, we'll get it up to 403,000. I'm just kidding. Also, guys, if you are ever buying Robux or Premium, please do use star code Noodles. It really, really helps out my channel. Now, guys, I just gotta go check this because it is the morning. Hey, you know, Stranger Things, although I think my Twitter would have blown up by now if we had, more, or, well, if there were more than two, right? So now it has been more than 24 hours since both IKEA's and Minitoon have gotten the badge. So this has, one yesterday has flopped over to one ever, meaning no one has won it in the last 24 hours. Obviously, we know that, or else this one ever would go up. Now that said, guys, all is not lost, because we did get a hint yesterday, and there were a few other things buried in his replies. So of course, I'm Twitter stalking the guy as well. He probably shouldn't have friended me on Roblox because I'm gonna be stalking him there too. That's all part of the plan, guys. I'm gonna figure this out. But don't tell him, okay? Because we're friends now, and if you tell him, he probably unfriend me on Roblox and I'll never be able to track him. Shh, 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 shh. Okay? Shh, it's between us. Okay, so right here, guys, this is before the hint he gave out yesterday. He dropped the eyes emoji. And you might think, okay, whatever, who cares? But that's what he does when he wants you to see something. He wants other people to see something, to look at something. The last time I recall seeing him just do an eyes emoji like that was when we were discovering the codes. Like the code in school, someone, I think the first person who had decoded that code, he put like eyes on their video and said, hey, check this out. This guy's talking, man. This guy knows what's up. So we got to see what this is in response to, and it's from Part K Tony, and he says, hey Minitoon, when someone does one of the steps, do they have to complete the chapter for it to save, or can they just die right away? And I mean, it's not really, obviously it's not specific on what chapter we're talking about, or what the thing is, or how many steps there are, or anything like that. But he wanted to draw attention to it. And I think what he's drawing attention to is that they do have to complete the chapter to save the steps, to save the progress toward getting the true ending. Which means, again, which I talked about in the last video, that he didn't say that everything that we need to do, or the first thing that we need to do, is necessarily in Plant. It could be in another chapter, could be all of the chapters. So it's just something that I noticed. He wanted to draw attention to it for a reason. What that reason is, man, this guy is impossible to figure out. Now, guys, before we get to the hint, because I want to do something with that, I want to try something with the hint. Someone showed me something on Twitter, a link to a video that kind of gives us a cutscene of the true ending, or something that we haven't actually seen at the end of Chapter 12 that may be involved in the cutscene. So, spoilers, guys. possibly. Okay, so if you don't want to see spoilers, you're gonna want to skip a little bit past this part right here. Okay, here it is. This is it right here. Jay Plays Games has sent me this picture. Piggy Chapter 12 True Ending leaks from this guy here. Now, the quality isn't great. It's like screencast-o-matic, but he does something that I don't know anything about, right? So here it gets interesting. True ending flashback. Now, he's going through the game files, the scripting files, and going from character to character. And you guys see these are the cut scenes that we see normally, right? That's where Piggy walks through. This is the end, right? Like after this is like the end credits part, right? We got Bunny here, we got grandmother outside the pudding shop, and these are all built into the level, actually into the map. But here we go. Mr. P at a hospital bed. There's no one in it. But this is Mr. P at the hospital, and it's before, and you notice, wait, stop. Okay, so you notice here, this is before Mr. P has any of the robotic gear, before he became a cyborg. So this is before the doctors, like, converted him, right? This is him at the hospital. Possibly looking at Mrs. P, worrying about Miss P, and it's before he left when he thought we were infected, okay? Right? And then look at this, another scene. Now you notice also, it's George's family minus George, which I don't know exactly what that means. So yeah, it says cutscenes Mr. P and George. I don't see George here, but Mr. P with, well, George and Penny and Mom and Dad. So this we don't see anywhere in the cutscenes that we've seen. Again, this could be total spoilers on the cutscenes. Here he is. Look at this again. This is in hospital, and these are 2 potion bottles, and they are empty. So does that mean he drank them? Does that mean he's filling them? I don't know. And here's another one with the potato, and look, there he is, and there he is. Now I can't. I'm trying to tell. Now, do we think, see, this looks like, to me, this looks like hospital, right? It's the helipad. In Outpost, I don't remember if it looks like this, but this looks more like the helipad on hospital. So to me, all these scenes are, these are related to hospital, right? We've got the hospital bed. Well, so we've got, where are we here? The hospital bed. Mrs. P is sick, right? Then we go here, and then this is George's family without George, which we know happened based on distorted memory. We know that his family, and the story itself, his whole family was experimented upon, right? With all the notes in hospital. Those are the 3 of them talking to Mr. P, right? Doesn't that make sense, right? That's also at the hospital. It's him telling them, we're trying to come up with a cure for my wife, take this stuff. This is him at the hospital again, making them or drinking them. And then, once everyone is infected, Mr. P gets into his helicopter and leaves alone. This tells us that story of what happened there. And we don't see that anywhere in the good ending or the bad ending, right? Now, one other thing that he says right here is that Mr. P and George are supposed to be here. This triggers the true ending. And I think he says right here, this is what triggers the true ending. Getting Mr. P and George together. That is, instead of us going to see Mr. P, instead of us going to see George in the good and bad ending, the true ending is bringing George and Mr. P together. I don't know. That's what I got from this. I thought it was really, really, really cool. It might give away the actual cutscenes in the end. So again, I'm sorry if I spoiled anything, but I just felt it was significant, and it makes me think that whatever we're doing is definitely going in the end. It's going to show us what happened at the hospital before we arrived to the hospital and Mr. P left without us. All right, now back to Vinny2's Twitter. One more thing. So here's the hint from yesterday. So first of all, the Polly skin's no longer obtainable. Hope all of you guys got it. I made a video on it. I hope you did. If you didn't, yikes, you can't get it no more. So that makes it super rare. That's kind of cool. Well, it'll be more rare as time goes on, but he's going to close the vault soon. Congrats to the winners who got it. Hopefully you guys are able to jump over the lasers. As for those who want hints, here you go. So we've got white large square, black large square, white large square. Now, oh baby, did people run with this? When I said it first, I don't like hints anymore. Because it took me a long time to even come up with anything for this. There was a lot of theory going on, but nothing has panned out yet. My idea, I'm still working on it. And I've been bouncing it off of one of my good friends, Dan TDM, and our our DM messages last night got wild about this, and like the theories that we were bouncing off of each other were like insane. So I'm gonna go to City because of Dan's DM. He showed me something in City that I was like, yo, you're right, and it has to do with that hint. I was going with all kinds of different things, like in plants, there's like the four, like in the green room, there's like 4 of the pillars there. You know, like in the green keycard room, there's the 4 pillars, and then if you use the bottom right one to be the first one on your left, and maybe you hide in there when it explodes or something like that. There were, believe me, guys, we went we went to the ends of the earth but it's really good to have a friend that you can that's excited about this like you are, and you can bounce ideas off of, because sometimes you can come up with things that you hadn't thought of, and he came up with something that I hadn't thought of, and I probably played this map more than he has. Well, I was gonna say, having beaten it on 10 bots mode, that he, you know, whatever. Anyway, so let's get this opened up. Do we have, well, orange is decent, but I want the plank, because that's pretty much all we need. Man, okay, so I thought I had an idea. I've done this a couple of times now. So with that hint, Dan pointed out it looks a lot like this, right? The opposite, white, white, black, and white. But it is the 4 squares, and it has something to do with Mrs. P. So I definitely thought we were onto something. Dan tried shooting this window, but it doesn't do anything. Now, I have the gun, and I was thinking, hey, wait a second, it's the opposite. Maybe what he's saying is shoot the other 3 windows, because in some maps, I don't know if in all of them, you get 3 ammo. So far, and I'm gonna try this a couple more times, I've only been able to get 2 ammo. I mean, I'm gonna try and shoot the other windows. I don't even know what I just shot there. Did I even shoot it? Like, the target's there. I don't know. The animation is weird. And I can't shoot that one. But, because there's no ammo! I've looked! Lots! And it seems like there's only 2 on this map. And I've looked also, like this building, you know, it's not the poutine shop. There's nothing identifying special about this building that we could possibly get into somehow, maybe, that I can see. But that is why it's good to bounce things off your friends, because I didn't even consider that, and Dan just came up with that, and I was like, yo, he could be right. I'm gonna try this again one more time, just to see if I can find 3 ammo. If so, we'll do it again. Alright, so, yeah, I went through the map again, and only found 2 ammo. So I can't shoot that 3rd window. So, maybe that's not it. There was one other thing that someone had said, and then I have one more thing to point out that I noticed that, as I was saying before. Alright, so the other thing that someone had mentioned was that there is a tile on Hospital that has this configuration. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna explore the whole map and see. I mean, yeah, if there is, that would be really significant because the floor is completely checkerboarded, right? And then if there was one that was white or white, white, black, white, that would stand out. Okay, let's see if we can find what they're talking about. And also with that that cutscene thing, I mean, that might make some sense. Like this looks like the room that in that cutscene. This is where Mrs. P was, right here. And that's why, you know, this is the single one with the bed sort of turned sideways. Well, not like that side, or maybe here, could be here too, but no. All right, I've looked at every part of this map and there is nothing like that. Now, one final note about, well, everything that we know or everything that, you know, I bounced off my friend was that I think I just, wait a minute. I think I just broke my idea. Oh no. So I had this idea. Yeah. So weird. Okay. Yeah, all right. So my idea was that, there goes my theory, but I'm going to say it anyway, guys. So my theory was that in every single map up to plant, you needed a wrench to get out. There was a wrench in every map to do something. Every single one, right? Yeah, except for hospital. So I had this idea that somehow we were meant to get a wrench. Come on, okay, bear with, guys. Like I said, it got wild. That we were meant to bring a wrench to the plant. And since Mr. P has this like cyborg machinery on him, we would somehow get the wrench there. And since it had no use anywhere in plant and anywhere in the puzzle, we would use the wrench on Mr. P, take off his cyborg material, and get the true ending. That sounded so good. These are suspicious. But now that I'm in hospital, I'm glad I did, because I would have sounded way stupider than I do right now. That me saying that there, wow, I didn't know you could go through these. Okay, never mind. That I would have said that, and you guys would be like, nah, not in hospital, you idiot. And there might be other maps now that I mean, I think all the other ones do. Maybe that's significant. Maybe hospital and plant not using a wrench. Maybe there's something to that, but I don't know. It was a thought. It was good, right? Like, and I was like convinced of it last night. I'm like, I'm trying it tomorrow morning when I wake up, man. Sadly, not to be. Well, I think that's all we have so far for today. If there are any new things, I'll make a video tomorrow. Guys, it continues. If you have any theories, post in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter. Also, if you are new here, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!